Title: Roman Empire meets the Tang Sword. Lessons from the Silk Road. Intra. The Silk Road was more than a chain of caravan routes. It was a living bridge between empires. Imagine the disciplined legions of Rome marching across the Rhine, and 1,000 miles away, Chinese generals reading Sun Tzu's Art of War in the quiet halls of the imperial court. In this video, we'll travel through time and across continents, grabbing pearls of wisdom from soldiers, philosophers, and traders alike, and turning them into action plans for our own lives today. Let's begin the journey. Chapter 1: The Quiet Patience of Patrician Women. In ancient Rome, the life of a patrician woman was steeped in ritual, duty, and restraint. Take Livia Drusilla, wife of Emperor Augustus. She managed the vast household, oversaw financial estates, and maintained the political alliances that kept Rome stable. Her power was subtle, exercised through careful listening, steady counsel, and patience. When the Roman market crashed in 54 BC, Livia's household faced ruin. Instead of panic, she gathered her staff, reassessed the inventory, and negotiated fair trades with local merchants. Her calm and methodical reorganization steadied the household and preserved its wealth. Modern lesson: when crisis strikes, the best response often isn't instant action but mindful assessment. Pause, gather information, and create a flexible strategy. How to apply today? The next time you confront a sudden budget cut or team crisis, schedule a 1-hour strategy pause. Write down what you know, what you're unsure about, and what options remain open. Reevaluate after gathering input rather than jumping into decisions. Conclusion: Livia's story reminds us that strategic patience can weather even the fiercest storms. A lesson as applicable to personal finances as it is to corporate strategy. Call to action. If you found value in this story, press the like button, share with a friend who could use calm in crisis, and subscribe for more cross-cultural wisdom. Reflective question: what is one current challenge that would benefit from a pause and assess approach? Chapter 2: The General Who Rode a Camel. Across the desert, a Chinese general named Zhang Qian journeyed to the western frontiers during the Han Dynasty, carrying with him an assortment of ideas, silk, and the vision of expanding China's reach. Facing hostile tribes and harsh sands, he did something few generals had done: he rode on a camel instead of a horse. The choice was simple yet profound: match your tools to the environment. When Zhang Qian entered the oasis city of Kashgar, he found local merchants negotiating over spices and silk. He offered them a chance to join a trade network that would connect them to the Roman market. In exchange, he secured safe passage for his army and his people. This alliance created a new economic corridor, the Silk Road, weaving together cultures and commerce. Modern lesson: success often hinges on adapting your methods, not by fighting against a situation, but by aligning with it. How to apply today? Identify one area where your current approach feels mismatched. Perhaps you're trying to persuade a Generation Z audience with a senior citizen communication style. Switch tactics. Use social media, stories, and interactive media that resonate with your audience. Conclusion: Zhang Qian's camel was more than a mode of transport. It was a symbol of adaptive thinking. Modern leaders can learn from him. Align your tools to the terrain. Call to action. Like if you're ready to rethink your instruments, share this story with someone who needs a fresh perspective, and hit subscribe for more ancient lessons. Reflective question: what is one tool or strategy in your life that no longer fits the environment? How might you replace or re-equip it? Chapter 3: A Roman Spy and the Tang Emperor's Council. The Romans prized espionage. Chinese generals prized strategy. In 215 AD, a Roman envoy, Gaius Sentius, infiltrated the court of the Tang Emperor to learn about trade routes crossing the Western Plateau. He disguised himself as a merchant, learned the emperor's preferences, and returned with detailed intelligence. When this information reached the Senate, Rome adjusted its trade policies, ensuring a steady flow of silk from the east. Conversely, the Tang court learned of Roman military logistics, integrating that knowledge into their own defensive plans. By exchanging intelligence, both cultures benefited, trust grew, and commerce flourished. Modern lesson: knowledge is power, but only when shared strategically. Cooperation breeds mutual prosperity. How to apply today? Create a knowledge exchange loop in your organization. Pair a seasoned employee with a newcomer to share tacit skills, document processes, and jointly solve problems. Conclusion: Gaius Sentius showed that cross-cultural intelligence can win both commerce and camaraderie. In today's interconnected world, the same principle applies. Open, strategic collaboration fuels progress. Call to action: press like if you value collaboration, share with a teammate who might benefit from mentorship, and subscribe for more stories that connect minds. Reflective question: how could you transform routine communication within your organization into a strategic knowledge exchange? Chapter 4: The Siege of Pompeii and the Calm of the Jade Emperor. The great earthquake of 79 AD destroyed Pompeii, an event that shocked Rome and the entire Mediterranean. Meanwhile, in China, Emperor Yao, known as the Jade Emperor, calmly directed relief operations. He mobilized farmers to produce food rations, trained soldiers to secure border towns, and convened scholars to draft relief instructions, all while remaining stoic under disaster. The Roman Senate, in contrast, struggled with immediate panic, bureaucratic delays, and a scattershot response to the disaster. Only after the emperor's death did a more unified recovery strategy surface. Modern lesson: leadership under calamity demands composure, decisive planning, and clear communication. Fear blinds, but calm moves forward. How to apply today: when confronted with a crisis, be it a market crash, a fire scare, or a pandemic, sit down and outline 3 actions with clear next steps. Communicate this plan to stakeholders. Keep your team focused on those 3 actions rather than the flood of problems. Conclusion: the Jade Emperor's calm shows that decisive leadership is more valuable than a flurry of reactive measures. Even centuries later, the core tactics apply. Remain centered, plan strategically, and guide people. Call to action: smash that like button if you're ready to lead with calm, share this story with a leader in your life, and click subscribe for more stories that teach resilience. Reflective question: in what area of your life do you feel you react too quickly instead of responding with calm strategy? Chapter 5: The Negotiation of the Silk Road. Picture a desert dusk at the oasis of Dunhuang. A Roman trader, Marcus, and a Chinese merchant, Li, sit on a shared tent awning. They talk about terms: how many ounces of silk, the weight of lead, and the security of the caravan. Each uses their own language, yet both share a common goal: profitable partnership. They decide to split risk and reward. Marcus brings Roman coinage for the gold and silver, while Li supplies silk and spices. They agree on regular check-ins via messengers, and each establishes a trust fund, an early form of escrow ensuring payment even if one party falters. Modern lesson: negotiation is the art of balancing risk and reward, using trust as currency. How to apply today: when negotiating a contract or partnership, outline each party's risk first. Build trust by setting up escrow, milestone payment, or mutual performance metrics. Acknowledge shared goals openly. This alignment is the foundation for a durable relationship. Conclusion: the Silk Road was not a one-off trade. It was a relational architecture that required negotiation, trust, and shared vision. Every deal we make today can mirror that same architecture. Call to action: if this parable resonated, hit the like button, share with a colleague you are negotiating with, and tap subscribe for more ancient modern negotiation power. Reflective question: when you enter a negotiation today, how do you identify and mitigate all parties' risks before diving into the terms? Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism. Stoicism, championed by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, invites us to master the mind in the face of external chaos. Its pillars, discipline, resilience, and clarity, were the engines of Roman endurance and the backbone of Sun Tzu's strategic genius. Simple terms: Stoicism teaches that while you cannot control the storm outside, you can control your reaction inside. By recognizing what's within your power, you wield freedom. Historical figure: Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, kept a journal known as Meditations, a private testament of self-discipline. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This simple but radical perspective re-wove his empire's destiny from the chaos of war and plague. 3 lessons for modern success. 1. Define what matters, list core values, and focus only on those. In business, this reduces decision fatigue. In life, it safeguards against self-sabotage. 2. Practice the discipline of premeditation. Before each day, envisage possible setbacks and rehearse calm responses. This mental rehearsal improves resilience when challenges hit. 3. Reframe toxic stimulus as an opportunity. Instead of fearing criticism, view it as a mirror showing where growth is possible. As Marcus urged, the obstacle on the path becomes the path itself. Connection to the script. Each chapter weaves Stoic discipline, whether Livia's patient reorganization, Zhang Kaiyan's environmental adaptation, or the calm leadership of Emperor Yao, into the broader narrative of cross-cultural cooperation. The Silk Road's success was underpinned by Stoic resilience and disciplined strategy, mirrored by Sun Tzu's emphasis on knowing oneself and one's environment. Final thought: in a world that spins faster than the Roman chariots or the camel caravans, Stoicism gives us a compass that keeps us steady. Conclusion: from the disciplined household of Livia to the camel-riding general, the Roman spy's intelligence, the Stoic calm of a monarch, and the negotiating fabric of Dunhuang's traders, these stories show a timeless dance of adaptation, strategy, and partnership. The Silk Road was more than a trade route. It was a living testament of two great civilizations learning from each other, and a model for how we can cooperate across our modern borders. If you enjoyed this journey through time and culture, give a thumbs up, share with anyone who loves history and practical wisdom, and hit subscribe. We'll bring more ancient lessons to your screen. Thank you for watching, and stay curious.